Hi, welcome to the introduction to my Ragtime Blues guitar course. This is only you need to watch this part once. These lessons were requested by a viewer who wanted to improve his finger and thumb independence, increase his speed, increase his finger strength. So this is my approach. I've used it, I know it works, so I've used it 3 times. I started off by playing with my thumb and 3 fingers. I then wanted to play a bit like Richard Thompson or play some Chuck Berry, so I started then playing a pick and 2 fingers. I then missed the joy of having the big 3 finger chords at the top, so I've now worked up my little fingers so I can play that in competency. And each time I've done it, I've gone back to the basics and worked through the sets of exercises like I'm just about to show you. And they've worked for me. It's a graduated approach, so it starts off easy and then builds more complexity as you go through them, and it's best to play through all the exercises from start to last, but you don't have to perfect the first one before you move on to the second one. As long as you're happy playing it, just move on to the next one, and then next time round you'll play it a bit faster and a bit better. My advice and my practice has been always to play it the first time through as slowly as you need to play it perfectly and don't make mistakes. Once you can play it, speed will quickly come to you, but what you don't want to be doing is trying to play it faster than you can comfortably play it, and then you just end up practicing your mistakes, which is the worst of all worlds. I initially used a metronome because it gives you an objective measure of time, and it also gives you a measure of success. If the first time you play it on one timing and the next time you can play that bit faster, you think, I've made some progress. I've noticed though, all of my heroes have an innate sense of time, or they're innate foot tappers. So I'd suggest that you start off with a metronome, and then as quickly as you feel comfortable, just move on to your own sense of time by just building up an internal clock or tapping your foot. I've noticed people like Albert King and Brian Sutton, if they can go into really sparkling solo lead line, they will always start by getting that rhythm going with their pick before and I think you just need to get that sense of time into your playing. You will find you make slow progress, slow but steady progress. Then you have these peaks when you've been playing for a while, and suddenly you just go woof like that, and you feel you're playing much more confidently, much more strength, much more independence. I tend to find, if I'm doing these exercises for any period of time, I try and find a decent box set and then just be watching the box set and then playing them, because it's just building up muscle memory. And I have found that when I'm getting better, a good sign for me is my hand starts to move away from the from the soundboard when I'm playing. I think my 4th bit of advice would be to honour your heroes and learn from everywhere, but more importantly, develop your own style. It's great. You need a working knowledge of 1930s blues, Blind Blake in particular, Blind Boy Fuller, Big Bill Broonzy, the geniuses that came along in the 60s and the 70s. There's an amazing Welsh ragtime guitar player called John James. His first albums are now available, reasonably priced, on 2 CDs, and they're, in my view, magic. David Laidman in America with his cousin Eric Schoenberg, but a fantastic album called New Ragtime Guitar. David Laidman has done tuition DVDs, and a Dutch guitarist called Tom van Bergijk, brilliantly. I also like jazz, so I've learnt a lot from a guy called Tuck Andress. I adore Danny Gatton, who with his scintillating rockabilly style. I like Albert Lee. I like a bit of Django gypsy jazz, and I also love listening to oud playing with their amazing tremolo sounds. And I think just the important bit is to take the bits that you want from them. So I play some Danny Gatton licks, but I don't play like Danny Gatton, because Danny Gatton for the most part had a drummer behind him and a bass player. I like playing my own bass plays, and I like having my own sets of rhythm going on. So I take some of his licks that I can play over the top, but only in the context of me wanting to play bass lines and keeping my own internal rhythm and rhythm part on the guitar going. So I'm happy to steal from other people, but then I incorporate it into my style. So it's what I want to play. And if you've any stage got any doubts, always go to what feels good for you, and pursue your own vision. But equally, feel free to steal from those that have gone before you. They were good. The form of this course is going to be on 3 short sections. One's going to be on alternating bass and just playing chords on and off the beat and double time. Then there's going to be another set of lessons to do with single string playing, and then another one on triplet playing. I'd say for me, you might be quicker than me, but for me to kind of master these from a standing start is probably 3 to 6 months worth of work. You'll still have fun playing guitar all during that 3 months. You have to stop doing what you're doing, but just if you do that for part of your time, you can still have fun playing guitar, and you will be getting better. And then what I would do also alongside those 3 separate lessons is put out 3 learn it in a minute licks in G, so you can kind of incorporate some of the things you're learning into actual licks, and by the time you've learned all 14 of these licks, you'll have a pretty good repertoire to get you kick started anyway. But I think the important thing through all of this is have fun and pursue your own vision. But anyway, that's just enough for me. I hope it's been helpful. But in any event, let's get on to the exercises, and I hope good luck with them, and I hope you enjoy them. Bye for now.